Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and got a good one for you today. I'm meeting this morning. I'm in Naples, California. Just beautiful out here. And I've got to come out here at night, guys, and show you how beautiful this is. But we're being told numbers that are bad, but I think they're much worse. And the headlines make it sound, ghastly. So we're going to cover that today about real estate. Before I do, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold. Let's get right into it. It has been feverish for real estate over the course of the last 2 years, 2.5. Let's just put it that way. You've heard about all the stories about people, a listing comes up, there's 14 offers, then things start to go crazy and people start bidding over ask. And we've heard all these horror stories, and it's crazy. And we've had so many people write me about this and told me the problems that they've had with real estate. But it was just announced that they say 270,000 people who bought homes this year in 2022, this year, are upside down. The house is worth less than they paid for it. Now, not just that, but they owe more on the house than the house is worth. So think about that. The mortgage debt is higher than the value of the home. Okay, well, that is hell, guys. That is absolutely the kiss of death financially for people. Now, last year, they anticipated at the end of 2023, at the end of 2021, the final quarter, that there were 650,000 homes that were upside down based on the purchase price and based on the value today. People put very little down, 10% down, less than that. But values have dropped so much that these people are in that position right now that they owe more on the house. Now, let me explain to you how bad this is, because there is serious value in renting a home. There really is. And if you follow the Grant Cardone advice where it's, hey, you can own property, but rent where you live. There is value in this, because if something breaks, you call the landlord. Hi, come out and fix the lights. The gate broke. Main sewer line seems backed up. Wow, that could be expensive, landlord. Come fix it so we can use our toilets. Okay? Now, you are a glorified renter in a home that's upside down, that you owe more than the house is worth. And the problem with that is that it's a disaster. And how do you get out of that? Seriously. Okay, well, we want to live here, Dan. You don't understand. We want to be here. Okay. Right. Now, there are 3 people that wrote me this year that I saved and wanted to remind you guys of. First one was Claire. Claire wrote me and said, this is really bad that you're doing this. You keep discouraging my husband from buying a home, and you keep telling him to wait. And I don't know who her husband is, okay, but they're just subscribers, and I appreciate that, but I don't know Claire to save my life. Now, Claire is upset because her husband says, maybe we should wait. No, we have to have that house. Now, Claire says, I don't care, we're gonna buy the house regardless of what the price is. Okay, Claire and her husband overbid on the house by $100,000, $100,000. So I wonder how Claire's feeling right about now. And shoved it in my face. We got the house. It's $100,000 above asking price. We don't care. We're going to live there forever. Good luck. Then there's Gabriel. Gabriel wrote me and he said, we're looking for our forever home. And with our forever home, we just don't care about the price. And it doesn't mean anything, in the long term, because we're going to live here forever. Okay, he overbid on his house also. Now, you can say he didn't, I say he overbid. He paid more than the asking price for the house to get the house. That's what he did. Okay, crazy. Now he looks stupid. Now they all look stupid. The other one is Jessica. Jessica was great because she was just adamant about how wrong I was. And real estate always goes up. And if you look at history, it's going to continue to go up. And there's nothing in the economy right now that points to any downturn that would affect real estate. Okay. I don't know what You know, she watches this channel, so you'd think that you'd get, you know, Mr. Gloom and Doom or whatever you guys want to call me. So she's upside down. Now, okay, the best one, Marilyn. This is kind of a side note. This is kind of a 3.5. I told you the 3 stories. Marilyn steps forward and says, you know, I can't stand that my boyfriend won't ask me to marry him because of my student loan debt. And he said that you need to get this in order, and Dan's right, I should do this. Well, Marilyn has $340,000 in student loan debt. And I think, you know, her boyfriend, excuse me, should run and not get engaged to her. I don't care how much money this guy has. And she was just appalled by that. And you need to back off on stuff like this. And like I know the guy. I don't know the guy, but how crazy is that? 340 grand. When I asked her what her degree was in, she didn't tell me. So I'm gonna assume it's something really, you know, great, like a master's in Elizabethan poetry, you know, something like that, okay? But some social warrior thing, I'm sure. But there's a thing called making money and eating and paying your bills. Like these people that own all this upside down real estate, they're gonna experience that even more. You are going to see this get worse and worse and worse right now, because nothing is worse than owning a house that these people have regretted so much, because more houses, think about this, more houses in the last 2 years were purchased without inspections than had inspections. Could you imagine that? Some contractor not walking through your house to tell you how bad the roof is, to tell you, hey, let's check these electrical plugs. Oh, wow, this one doesn't work. Hey, the one in the bedroom doesn't work. Imagine buying a house sight unseen, and there are probably 1 million houses purchased that way. That's insane, guys. So all these people bought all these houses, they're all upside down, no inspections, and now they have a depreciating asset that's going down in value, and you have to fix it. No landlord to call. Remember that. Everything's great, nothing to worry about. Interest rates are going to come down, and real estate's going to shoot up in the next year. That's what these people think, the Kool-Aid that they're drinking. So the other thing is MSN did an online survey, which is great, talking about 70% of all the people right now are upside down with their finances, that they can't afford the normal staples in life right now. 70%. So food, just normal things, energy, normal, you know, paper towels, all that stuff. You can't afford it right now. So think that's serious, guys? Because I do. I think it's terrible. Plus, I think the number, the 270,000, I think that's light. I think it's much worse than this. I think that we haven't seen anything yet as far as the numbers with real estate. And again, it's you wanna have marriage problems, have money problems, because they go hand in hand. Guys want to be on the same page, you want to be upside down, can't fix the house, want to fight, do this. I know a lot of people that did this, and they were just miserable, and they're not together anymore. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I want to know what you think about this. But there is a problem with real estate right now in general. There is a great story that was sent to me through BizNow, and just gonna bear with me just for 1 second, because there is a short seller out there, and what the short seller did that was kind of nefarious was they went out and they took their real estate investment trust and hid assets from one place to another, and put expenses from one place to another, and then said that they sold it to someone new. And when they sold it to someone new, that they had income on this property, so they could justify the investment, the payments, and things like that to people. The only problem is that some of these companies don't exist, and these people may be charged with crimes. So it's gonna be interesting to see, but read the story below. But once again, when you invest in, you know, like an investment trust, a real estate investment trust, look at who the players are, look at what they want you to invest in, look at what you know, their track record is, look at everything right now, because this is bad right now. And companies like this that are, you know, transferring assets. And when you look at these companies up on, you know, like at LinkedIn and places like that, they have no employees, and they own all this real estate now. Interesting. Now, there's going to be real estate brokers. Hey, we do this all the time, Dan. We transfer assets, la, 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 la. They're going to tell me stories. But the point is that they're not making the money that they say that they're making. Read the story below from Bisnow because it's a good one. Okay? Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know, billionaire investors agree on two things right now. And the first one is that inflation is going to continue to skyrocket. And the second one is that we're going to head to a recession. You need to protect yourself. You need an IRA or 401k that's backed by precious metals. You need to call Patriot Gold today at 888-330-1431 and let them know that I allegedly sent you. But they have a free investor guide that is absolutely amazing. It explains everything there is to know about owning a precious metals IRA and 401k. You can transfer your existing IRA over without any tax liabilities. But listen to the experts, listen to the banks, listen to JP Morgan, look at Morgan Stanley, all these great places that have talked about how gold is going to skyrocket, and that's the move. Central banks, including China, are doing nothing but buying gold right now. So do yourself a favor, get an IRA or 401k that's backed by precious metals, call them today, 888-330-1431, and let them know that I allegedly sent you. And the final thing, Robert Kiyosaki, he keeps predicting that gold is going to shoot up, and he thinks gold could hit as high as $3,000 an ounce. Do this before it's too late. Call the Patriot Gold today, 888-330-1431. Now, one thing to also think about is China is buying a tremendous amount of gold right now. And all the central banks from around the world are backing up the Brinks trucks and buying gold. Take a look at that. Now, Malcolm is a subscriber out of the UK. And Malcolm wrote me and sent over a great story about how simple his life is and how he's got everything paid off. And you know, his biggest problem right now is the energy bills. But he sent me over the coolest site that you guys have to look at. And it shows in the UK what the energy usage is. And you can click on this live, and the link will be in the video description below. But he was saying, Dan, look at this. We're at 94% of our energy grid usage right now. And let's face it, it's cold in the UK, but it's not that cold. And they shouldn't be at 94% right now. This is going to be a catastrophic mess, unlike anything that we've seen. You know, in Germany, in the UK, in Europe, you know, all over the place where it gets cold. In the East Coast of the United States, they're going to have major problems with this. So I love stuff like this. You guys ever want to send me anything like this? Let it rip, guys, because it's absolutely awesome. So I really appreciate it. I want to thank Malcolm for sending me that. And once again, guys, be proud of yourself. Living a simple life is the way to go. Frugality is going to be the new richness, because you know what Martin's not doing right now? Martin's not having debt collectors show up at his house. Martin's not upside down with credit cards and having people chase him. It's absolutely fantastic. So share your thoughts on this, guys. The Bank of International Settlements just issued a story about collateralized loan obligations from foreign banks. And this is staggering, guys, because it's a whopping $65 trillion, or 2.5 times the size of the US Treasury. These foreign banks have obligations that they owe and payments to them that are out there floating around. And you have to read the story, guys, because it's absolutely unbelievable. But overnight lending and the money that's out there, that we think everything is fine with these banks. And I talked to you guys about this, about how banks are limiting ATM, banks are limiting withdrawals in person, and you have to do stuff about this. You have to get yourself on top of this and have multiple bank accounts and understand this, that one day you're going to wake up and something's going to happen in some country that's going to be the big Jenga game that's going to knock it all down. And it's funny, at this medical conference, this guy had made a Jenga game that was like 20 feet tall, and people would play this thing with 2x4s and little tiny, you know, Jenga 2x4s about, you know, 24 inches wide, and it was like 15 feet in the air, and if you did it too high, it would fall down and hit people in the head, and wouldn't it be great as you're in your suit and watch this thing? That's what's going to happen with this. But the Bank of International Settlements is talking about how people don't realize that this is not just bad loans. This is money that is owed and transferred back and forth from country to country, bank to bank, that is not getting paid back right now, and it's $65 trillion. If you feel good about the US dollar, you're a fool right now. If you're not getting yourself into metals right now, you're a fool. Cryptos, you can tell me how great it's gonna be. And also, I think it's infotainment, the site, but Michael Saylor, who I've given a lot of, you know, given him a hard time as much as I've given Elon Musk. Michael Saylor was on there and did a brilliant explanation of what FTX was and how they scammed everybody. And this thing was a total joke. I want you to think about this. This guy, FTX, they went out and created a coin and then went to themselves and said, it's now worth 3 times as much, and then borrow against it using your money, okay? Now, Kevin O'Leary steps forward. He says, hey, listen, I lost my sponsorship. I lost my $15 million sponsorship deal. So Mr. O'Leary will never do a sponsorship deal where he doesn't get paid up front again. That's my prediction. And number 2, do you really care if Kevin O'Leary loses $15 million? Because I don't. I'm so upset about this. And the fact that this guy just last week was saying, hey, I was trying to get $8 billion to save this thing. There was nothing to save. It was a criminal act. It was something that was done outside of the United States. It was done in the Bahamas, so they don't have banks and regulators that we have to deal with here. And the pesky SEC, that was in this guy's back pocket. Craziness, guys. Absolute craziness. But I'm going to find that video of Michael Saylor, and it's 12 minutes long. But again, it's so worth, you know, the watching it. And I'm a huge fan of Michael Saylor's now because he absolutely gets it and explained it brilliantly to where anybody that would see this would go, wow, what a complete sham this thing was. And all these politicians benefited from it. And the average schmo is out over $8 billion. And they inflated it, you know? So good luck, guys. Share your thoughts on all this stuff. And now, crypto's trash. I'm going to hear all this stuff. But tell me what you think about this. Where's the future, guys? What's something good? I love having Bob Kudla on because everybody sends me all the messages and everything about how much they love that guy. But there is a trader's trader right there. I mean, I dig Bob. So share your thoughts on this stuff. Where are things headed between now and the end of the year? Do you think inflation is going to stop? Let's just say inflation made a turn right now. People have no jobs. You're going to start to see massive layoffs between now and the end of the year. Doesn't that concern you? Does that make you say, huh, I don't think business is good? When the tech companies are down, when Facebook, when Google, you know, Instagram, they're all not hiring right now. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think about all this. Look at how low the tide is. One thing that's very cool is all these people are starting to decorate for Christmas. It's that time of the year, so it's nice to see that. Great story out of the New York Post talking about how we're going to see real estate have its first year-over-year decline in 2023 in over a decade. People are going to lose money in real estate for the first time in a decade. Crazy, guys, when you think about that. But race out and buy a home. So, you know, share your thoughts on this stuff. Do you think prices are going to go down? Do you think inflation's going to curtail? I don't. I think inflation's going to continue to rise, but I think real estate, and I think eventually mortgages are going to continue to rise also. Now, Jim Cramer, the clown in chief, that complete clown, he steps forward and he says, hey, listen, we may be able to avoid a recession in the coming year, in 2023. He's an idiot. He's one of the liars. And we may avoid a depression. We may skirt that. We may luckily get out of that. But Dr. Noom, Nouriel Roubini, he's saying, you know, this is going to be the worst time ever. So, but Jim Cramer, hey, we may escape the recession. Now, former CEO of Home Depot, he steps forward and he says the biggest problem right now is retail theft. Retail theft is a real problem, guys, but something has to be done about this. You have to have a guard at the Walmart, and you have to have people not just be able to rip people off blindly. Think about this. In Georgia right now, this week, story that was out today, you have people that couple went to a Walmart and confused the cashier after they rang up all this merchandise and said, hey, they wanted to pay cash, push the cash button, and then their card wasn't charged, to the tune of $6,000, $3,000 in gift cards and $3,400 worth of merchandise. Now, okay, here's the thing about a gift card. Gift cards can get tracked, guys, so they can use them all they want. They're gonna show up at their house. But this is the state of, you know, the economy right now when everybody's trying to rip people off for gift cards and things like that. So have you seen any retail crime? Told this story a year ago. My daughter wanted this vacuum, and we do this thing every year. You get to get one gift, and she wanted this Dyson vacuum. And I went to Home Depot, and they had 8 of them, and they were just terribly embarrassed because all 8 of the vacuums were stolen, which is crazy. And it was funny, it was here in Long Beach too. It was the city I'm in right now. One of the Home Depots, they had ripped off all the vacuums. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I think this retail crime is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And look, these people are building a new home. Isn't that nice? So lucky them, okay? Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I think Jim Cramer's an idiot. And I think the fact that people would follow that guy's advice. By the way, his investment club, I think is $500 a year now. So you can be the first to sign up for that. Okay, thanks. Good luck. I like when I'm filming and I get news stories sent to me. And there's a new one out of CNBC talking about how so many people are upside down on their mortgages that now they're saying it's 450,000 confirmed people that are upside down. They owe more than the house is worth. The mortgage is higher than the value of the home. Now, if that's the case, this is as bad as it was in 2009, which was the beginning of the end. So as real estate takes a turn, you're seeing more people owe more money on their houses than the houses are worth. Now, final story is Vanguard. Vanguard is a financial firm. Vanguard does 401ks and IRAs and things like that. They've had the largest percentage, 0.5% of their clients have taken out hardship loans because things are bad. We have no money. We got to pay our bills. We'll pay the taxes, but we just need money out of the 401k early. They keep track of 700,000 accounts, and 0.5% took money out. You can say that's no big deal. It's not that much. Mathematically, it's not, but it's the most in a decade. So get yourself ready. Pay your bills off, people. Don't have debt. Don't owe anybody anything. That's the goal. And don't do this. We've all been there. We've all had emergencies. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. But please take a second to hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. Email any stories that you want at hello@iallegedly.com. Okay? I will see you guys very soon.